Somebody asked me, but I'm going to tell you why I love Donnie Hilton, right? I'm going to tell you why I say DJ inspires me, okay? We all know that I'm a writer, so, like, everything inspires me, I think, right? But let me tell you why DJ is so... I mean, I always tell him, like, you inspire me, you amaze me. And let me tell you why, right? So, DJ has grown up his whole life, right? Nobody's ever told him right from wrong. He was surrounded by people that did wrong, and if you didn't do wrong, you were wrong, you know? I mean, he knew no other way, right? But he, at 37 years old, he has found like a center. He's found like a hope. He's found something like love. He's found something that like is captivated by his heart, you know, like our family. And he's like completely changed everything about. I mean, when he's faced with a decision, he's literally at 37 years old, like rewired his brain to like process like decisions and choices differently. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to grow up being taught what's right and to be surrounded by people who do what's right and to know, but DJ had none of that, you know what I'm saying? And after 30 something years, like, you're kind of like stuck in your ways, right? But no, he has completely changed his entire mentality. He is a better man than I could have ever dreamed for, right? But let me tell you why he inspires me, right? To have lived the life that he's lived, and the stories, okay? To have been through some of the things that he's been through, and to have felt the pain that he's felt. He's been to prison 7 times. Did you know that? I'm talking to my phone. He's been to prison 7 times, right? DJ, out of everybody that I know, out of the people that I grew up in a small town Southern Baptist church with, out of the people that make all the right decisions and that have like high paying jobs and that I've never ever got so much as a speeding ticket, out of every single person that I've met in my entire life, Donnie Hilton is the most positive, optimistic, hopeful person that I've ever met, and he has all the reason to not be. And here I am, you know, with like full on like severe depression, which I really wouldn't admit other than like for the context of this story. You know, like always like thinking negative, or always like thinking the worst, or always like, you know, like expecting the worst, I guess. And I grew up, I don't know what that was about, but anyway, he is so, and you know what, the first time that I met him, he told me, like one of the very first days I met him, he told me that he was a glass half full kind of guy. He told me that, right? Word for word. And after the past 3 years of being with him and all that we've been through, you know, and all the pain and all the loss and all the hurt that I've watched him go through, you know, he is still the same, and he's changed so much. He has changed so much. He has settled down, and he's, like I said, learned right from wrong, and he's really just become centered and found, like, you know, his purpose and his discipline and everything. Like, he's changed so much, but he is still that glass half full kind of guy. And when I'm always thinking the worst, he reassures me. He makes me feel safe. He makes me feel secure. He relaxes me, which is very hard to do because, as he says, I am very tightly wound. But he is so, I mean, and it's crazy how somebody can go through the things that he's went through and still put a smile on their face and say, and you know what, he calls me and he tells me that he knows that he has me and he has the kids and that he has my parents. And so that's what makes him know that everything's okay. As long as he has us, that everything's okay. Because we're his family. That's what he tells me. And he's so happy when he calls. And when I hear that smile in his voice, because you know what? I sit over here and I can't sleep and I worry. It just blows my mind. Like when I say DJ inspires me because I hold grudges. I hold a lot of grudges for DJ that DJ has just brushed off, because he doesn't hold grudges, because he doesn't hold on to anger, because he doesn't hold on to hurt, because he forgives and he's loving. Like he still loves so much. He loves me so much. And I'm a Debbie Downer sometimes. Look, I'm crying. I'm fighting back tears right now, just like talking about how much I love him. Like, I'd be sad, okay? He'll call me and I'll hear the smile on his voice, and he'll tell me how he's been singing to his roommates and things like that. And I'll just sit there and I'll just say, DJ, you inspire me. Like, you inspire me. Like, I tell him that all the time. Like, and this is why. Like, this is, you know, and on paper, he looks awful. I don't know if you know the song. There's a song called On Paper. I can't remember who it's by, but it's a little country song, and she's like, no, he don't look good on paper. He's a long list of wrongs, but he's everything on. Go look up that song. I haven't heard it in a long time, but it is DJ 2T. Like, I just, like, you look at him and you see the tattoos, and you see the rap sheet, and you know, you're like, what the fuck, Jess? You know, but like, he is my best friend. He is my other half. Like, he is my peace and my, like my intelligence sometimes, when I just, like, I get overwhelmed and I get my anxiety and like the hopelessness and all this, and it just, like, overwhelms me, and he's just like the logic, or like the reasoning, or like the hope that centers me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I centered him because I got him off the streets, and I got him off drugs, and I got him, like, house trained. But he centers me because out of anybody I've ever met, out of anybody that I know, period, DJ has the most love to give to the world. He gives the most love out to the world. And he, out of anybody I know, has the least amount of reason to. You know, like, he's been given nothing but pain from the world, and hurt and loss. And he just exudes love. You know? And it's amazing to me. It's inspiring. And so that's why I love Donnie Hilton. That's why he's my other half, like my best friend, like my whole, like my person. Like, that's why I stand by him through. He has to go away for a little while, and he has to correct some of the mistakes that he's made in the past before he can move forward with his life, and he can, you know, just like really just be everything that he's capable of being. And while he's away, like, this is why I'm telling you why I love him, why I'm not swaying, why I'm standing by him, why he is why he's my peace. I don't know if I would still be if it weren't for DJ. Okay. Too deep. He's really funny, and he sings good.